Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slayers, peasants, bastards, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And let's go to Japan and China. And this is the last video I'm doing tonight. I know I did a lot today, and but I do them in spurts. And this also probably won't be watched by very many people, but it's a good story for me. And my regulars will know why, because we have Japan and China working together. And more importantly, the Asian Development Bank that Japan has controlled since 1966, and the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, the giant bank created by China that now includes 57 other countries. They launched it in 2015. Well, it turns out they're going to work together on a loan project and actually have quite a cozy relationship already. And that one of the spokesmen involved said that they're trying to, quote, counter perceptions of rivalry, unquote. So interesting way to put it. While Japan and China politically hurl insults to each other, their giant overseas investment banks work together. And once again, so we see the reality of these global relationships in spite of what the politicians have to go out there and tell the bewildered herd and the masses of their populations to which they pander to. And so anyway, as we know, when China formed the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Japan debated joining, and China, of course, wanted to create it not necessarily to take over the world like a lot of the alternative pundits say, but just to counter the influence of the World Bank, the IMF, and Japan's own Asian Development Bank, who kind of cornered the market globally in this sort of financial investment. And of course, once you have the financial machinery and backing of the United States, all these organizations are very effective and reach around the globe. And as usual, the United States uses these organizations, the World Bank and the IMF, and even the Asian Development Bank, to perpetrate their global foreign policy. So China wanted to be involved in an infrastructure investment bank that isn't necessarily tied to political goals around the world, although certainly China is working on public relations. But generally, when China goes to invest, they're investing in infrastructure and making a real investment, whereas the World Bank and IMF basically are for banker occupation, debt slavery, and arms sales. So I hate to be so blunt, but that's the truth. And it turns out that the Asian Development Bank actually has quite a relationship with China already, giving loans to the local and central governments. 2015, they gave $1.7 billion in loans to Chinese local and central governments. They gave $700 million to Chinese companies and have approved a total of $27 billion of loans into China. So, wow, it'd be a real bummer if World War III happened and China and Japan had to lose all these mutual investments. So, and it turns out, once again, too, I did a video about the fact that China's Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank is last January announced that they would lend in U.S. dollars. So much for the renminbi taking over as the world's currency, global currency, through this Asian mega bank. But it also turns out that the Asian Development Bank of Japan has also issued renminbi bonds in China and into offshore accounts as well. So interesting relationship here. So all this fear about this Asian bank and the fall of the dollar and the replacement of the world reserve currency, turns out it's just bankers doing what they love to do. Get together with other bankers and do central bank circle jerks and exploit the masses to transfer wealth to the top. I'm a Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too?